Major Barcelona news is breaking right now, and big decisions are on the table. Tottenham are reportedly ready to pay €35 million for Ronald Araújo, as Barca debate whether to cash in amid his difficult season. At the same time, Hansi Flick is planning smart rotation for the Copa del Rey clash with Albacete, giving a new signing a key opportunity. There's also huge encouragement on the injury front, with Pedri already back training on grass, plus an official contract renewal and loan exit for a young Masia defender. Stay until the end, because every update today could shape Barcelona's squad, finances and season ahead. Tottenham ready to pay €35 million for struggling Barcelona defender report. A fresh update from Fishages has brought a major talking point back onto the table at Barcelona. According to the report, Tottenham Hotspur are prepared to push ahead with a €35 million move for central defender Ronald Araújo. As such, Tottenham are offering €30 million as a guaranteed fee, with a further €5 million tied to achievable add-ons. This structure is now being closely examined by Barcelona, where both the sporting department and the financial team are weighing up the consequences of a possible sale. Difficult time for Araujo. Araujo's current situation makes the decision far from straightforward. The defender has played 19 matches this season, but his overall performances have fallen short of the standard he set in previous campaigns. Defensive lapses, inconsistency, and a stop-start rhythm have raised internal concerns. From the club's point of view, there is also a market reality to consider. Barcelona are aware that Araujo's value may not increase in the short term if his form remains uneven. This awareness adds urgency to the discussion, especially at a time when the club continues to operate under financial pressure. Tottenham's interest could be real. Tottenham's interest is long-standing, but this time it has moved beyond monitoring and into concrete action. The Premier League side is actively looking for a defender with physical presence, aggression and experience at the highest level. In Araujo, they see a profile that could thrive in England's faster and more open style of football. In fact, they feel that the Premier League could help the defender rediscover his best version. Dividing opinions. Within Barcelona, opinions are clearly divided. There is recognition that Araujo is not currently at his best, yet his leadership, commitment and competitive edge remain highly valued inside the dressing room. For some at the club, selling a centre-back of his age and character represents a serious sporting gamble. Others, however, argue that a €35 million sale would provide breathing room in the wage bill and allow Barcelona to address other priority positions in the squad. Flick will count on Barcelona new signing to hand key defenders a rest versus Albacete. Hansi Flick has ensured not to underestimate any opposition in the early stages of the Copa del Rey and has not overly rotated his squad for either of the two games the team has played so far in the competition. Given how both games ended up being close and complicated affairs, it is clear that he will maintain the same approach against Albacete midweek. After all, the hosts on the night may be playing in a lower division, but they knocked out Real Madrid in the previous round of the competition, and quite comfortably so. An assured rotation. As relayed by Sport in a recent update, Flick will not overly rotate against Albacete but will make some changes to hand players in need and of a break some time off. One name who will definitely step in on the night to achieve that objective is João Cancelo. The Portuguese star arrived in the winter window as a versatile defensive signing who can play on both flanks, and Flick will utilize him to give at least one starting fullback a rest. Cancelo may feature in his natural position, right back, and replace Jules Koundé in the lineup to hand the Frenchman a break. That will be the more likely option given how the former Sevilla man had to be taken off with cramps against Elche. Playing at right back, moreover, can help kill two birds with one stone, as it will also help Eric Garcia get some much-needed rest and free him from right-back responsibilities. Concurrently, however, there is also the option of deploying the defender at left-back and handing Alejandro Balde some rest as Flick did against Real Oviedo. After all, the Spaniard has been relatively injury-prone over the years and can do with some rest. In either case, tomorrow's game will present the new signing with a massive chance to stamp his authority and get back to speed, and it remains to be seen in what capacity Flick chooses to utilize him. Injured Barcelona midfielder already training on grass as recovery progresses well. Barcelona have been without Pedri since their win over Slavia Prague in the Czech Republic last month after the player suffered a muscular injury on the night. Their results since then have not been poor, for they managed a win over Real Oviedo, a top 8 UEFA Champions League finish with a win over FC Copenhagen and most recently a victory over Elche in La Liga. Yet, it is clear that there remains a void without him, one that Flick hopes can be filled soon as the player continues his work towards a return to the field. Positive updates. Barcelona initially expected the Canary Islander to miss a whole month of action through his injury, and all signs pointed to him returning only towards the end of February. Now, as reported by Guillem Boraz Perez, however, Pedri's recovery is going quite well, with the player even returning to train on the grass as of this week. Considering that it has not even been 2 weeks since his injury, this comes as a massive boost for Hansi Flick. There remains no official confirmation of the exact date of Pedri's return, nor any signal of his recovery period being shortened. Given that he is already back on the grass, one can expect him to possibly squeeze back into the dynamics earlier than initially expected. The 23-year-old star is certainly out for the coming week and will play no part against Albacete midweek or Mallorca next weekend. There is, however, a remote chance the player could return against Girona on the 16th of February as opposed to the initial timeline where he would make it back for the Levante game on February 22nd. Pedri arrived at the club facilities to train even on the team's day off on Sunday, and it is clear that he is leaving no stone unturned to return to the dynamics. Flick will hope the player's efforts bear fruit and that he can count on him sooner rather than later. Official: Barcelona youngster renews until 2027 and secures loan exit. FC Barcelona have officially announced that youngster Andrés Cuenca has signed a new contract until 2027 before signing for Sporting Gijón on loan until the end of the season. FC Barcelona has reached an agreement with player Andrés Cuenca to renew his contract with the club, which was due to expire on June 30th for another season, until June 30th, 2027, the club statement read. Furthermore, FC Barcelona and Sporting de Gijón have reached an agreement for the loan of the 19-year-old defender until June 30th, 2026. Cuenca has been at La Masia since 2019, having joined from the youth ranks of Sevilla. The 18-year-old defender has grown steadily through the ranks and even went on to make his first team debut for Barcelona last season under Hansi Flick. Having been part of the Barça athletic setup this season in the 4th division of Spanish football under Juliano Belletti, Cuenca has now left the club on loan to play for Sporting Gijón, who play at a higher level in La Liga 2. For a while, it appeared that Cuenca would be leaving Barcelona permanently to sign for Como 1907 in Italy, given that his contract was set to expire at the end of the season. From there he would have signed for Sporting on loan. However, the Blaugrana decided to change that and retain control over his future, which is why they extended his contract by a year before letting him join the Spanish second division side directly until the end of the season. So Barcelona face another crucial crossroads. Do they accept Tottenham's €35 million offer for Araujo to ease financial pressure, or keep faith in a leader who could yet rediscover his best form? With Flick carefully managing rotations, Pedri pushing hard for an early return, and La Masia talents continuing their development, the club's long-term project is clearly in motion. Now it's over to you. Should Barca sell Araujo if Spurs come calling? When should Pedri return, rush him or wait? And which youngsters do you want to see trusted more? Like if you support Barca. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for daily Barcelona news, transfers, injuries and breaking updates.